magically planned. Like the next day we had the first panel. I think, Anand, could you please do me a favor? If you can do an energy check. Right, yeah.
So Shikha did a bit. You want me to repeat that, huh? Energy check. Oh, the drone is doing that. Yeah, see. Come here, come here. So bad, yeah. Anyway, guys, yeah, we understand. Yeah, this is the last day, and but yeah, we are lucky. We are in the early hours, so I'm sure. Check, energy check. Everybody in the house.
Make some noise, guys.
Yeah, Shikha's walk is at threat, यार वो बोल रही है कि ये सब कर लेगा तो anyway, yeah, I think
Cool.
we can.
Yeah. So I'll quickly introduce you guys. We have Abhishek, who leads the entire online business at Manasa, also known as Mama Earth. It's been almost 4.5 years. He's been working with them. We share a lot of common interest apart from our jobs. We both have got a COVID babies. We're talking about our golden retrievers. And you guys must know he's a avid board game enthusiast. He conducts a lot of game nights at his place. So anyone in Gurgaon and really love board games should connect with him. We have Anand. He's the OG of this panel, I would say. He's a great marketer.
We have Anand Mahindra.
Anand from Mahindra.
Anand Mahindra Finance. He's a great marketer and a storyteller.
Anand Mahindra Finance Sales.
And a quick fun fact about him, like most of you might not be knowing, but he's been a stand-up comedian. And he has done 2 shows with Amit Tandon in Gurgaon. You know, bringing smiles to the faces is not easy, sir.
Miserably failed. Amit कहाँ पहुँच गया मैं कहाँ रह गया. No, because you know, and yeah, as we were discussing, you can bring a smile on somebody's face. I think then you are a OG, yeah. And it's very difficult. And you're talking mental health, etc.
Exactly.
I think, yeah. I tried my luck, failed miserably, but I'm happy about it.
Super. We have Kshitij, who leads the digital marketing at Indigo. Fun fact about him, like, he's a writer at heart. He's already published his first ever Hindi book, poetry. You know? His name is Ahmiyat. It's available on Flipkart and Amazon, guys. So buy now. Cool. A quick introduction about me. I've been with Noise from almost 7.5 years. I've been there from day one, currently taking care of the entire growth marketing for them. Fun fact about me, now many people know that I love dance. I've been a part of one of the very well-known Jaipur street dance crew. And yeah, that's it. So today we're going to cover some really interesting topics in this current time, which is marketplaces, quick commerce, and measurements. We'll try to answer whatever we have, and then we have taken, and we thought so, we'll take enough time for every one of you. If you wanted to know anything about our brand, we would be happy to answer. So the first question to you, Anand. So there is a traditional way of increasing the reach in your industry, but there are ways which Mahindra Finance does. Would request if you can double tap on them.
Yeah, I mean, and Aditya, yeah, thank you for a great presentation. I mean, all of us know we are legacy brands. And all of us also know that legacy brands are transforming, changing, disrupting. So from a marketplace perspective, 10 years back, 1,400 branches, thousands and thousands of feet on street. and maybe I'll keep it for one of our products, and that could be a product of interest for you. Not the product, but the end result, which is the pre-owned car loans. But pre-owned cars is something which is gaining momentum in India. So we kind of said that, okay, let's hop on to the new age marketplaces. And this being the hot topic, you have the car and bike, you have the car depot, you have Spinny, you have OLX Autos, etc. Now for us, we said while we continue to do what we do, which is our core, and that's where we operate in RUSU. RUSU I call rural and semi-urban parts of the country. How do we get into the urban and the mass segment? And that's where I think it was the right time when the marketplaces got set up. Initially, people were just sampling them. The visits were not that high. Over a period of time, today, most of the sales of pre-owned cars is happening through these points. Of course, there are retail points. There are, in fact, a lot of retail players who've shifted from not just being offline but also online. Consumers we found were, of course, different. The Rusu consumers we are handling through our channels. This was a good entry point for us to get into the urban. Almost all the marketplaces were available. But what I would say from a brand perspective, it makes sense is we should understand who we are. So the consumer doesn't go to these platforms for taking finance. They go there to romance the object of desire. And even today, globally, vehicles and cars continue to be the objects of desire. So, once you romanced your object of desire, post that, how much and where a financer can kind of push yourself is what we've been, in fact, even now we are learning. Only things have changed now. Now, of course, we can give you, depending on your geo, depending on the kind of scores, because your name details, etc., so your civil scores are there. You can populate some 13 offers at a time. You can continue, check, click to chat happens, and the deal is done. A vehicle, of course, is seen. So in 24 hours, that pre-owned Audi or a pre-owned Beamer could be at your doorsteps. I'm not saying I've done it. It's done by these platforms. So for brands like us, who've been, traditionally physical brands, opportune time to hop on to the marketplaces. And we've seen, so I would not say that my core versus this, of course, this is a very small part of it. But yeah, that's a little bit of context setting I wanted to do, of how we hopped on to this and also retained the core.
It's quite interesting. When it comes to you, Kshitij, a very interesting thing happened. I think I told you about this also. Usually we all have this perspective that OTA becomes one of your region scaling platforms all across, right? But it was a surprise for me. I was flying and then I have this habit of checking who all advertisers are active on Flipkart and everything, every day almost. And I happened to see Indigo over there. Can you actually put some light over there? Like, why Indigo? Why on Flipkart?
Yeah. So I'll answer that question. First of all, when you saw Indigo on Flipkart, my job was done. You noticed, right? And you're not going to forget it so easy because brands are everywhere.
But how do you measure it? Because
So of course there are legacy channels, there are Googles and Facebooks of the world, and there are newer channels. For example, if you're trying to do top of the funnel app acquisition, Snapchat is working really well for some of the brands in hospitality and travel. And apart from that, I'll just give you some context setting. Yeah. Does anyone of you here know what exactly is the flying population in India? What's the percentage? If you can throw some numbers.
I think yesterday.
Yeah, 3%, right? So it's a very slim percentage. But we at Indigo are in the process of democratizing aviation and trying to expand this pool. Right? And why do we want to do that? Because of course we are in the business of people, and people want to be informed, people want to be connected, and people want to go from point A to point B. Similar to what Deepa mentioned yesterday, right? That not in the coffee business, we're in the business of people serving coffee. So, the young India has a lot of aspirations, and we are trying to connect people within India and across the world as well. So, our latest, motto within the organization is India by Indigo. So, we are connecting people. We are flying to almost 78 destinations in the country, 27 new international destinations. And these people are coming from every nook and corner of the country. We launched 7 new destinations last year. Some of the destinations that probably people in my network haven't heard of. Have you heard of Kadapa? It's a place in Andhra Pradesh. Deoghar in Jharkhand, Pantnagar in Uttarakhand, and Itanagar and all of these places. Now, my job as a marketer is to do my homework and understand where exactly these people are coming from. Where are they active? And how can I reach them when they are ready to be in the consideration stage, right? Not everyone is ready to travel or take a flight, but if we ensure connectivity, right? And if we are probably have done a good job of our communication and got them to the consideration stage, that kind of works well for us. So we have been toying with the newer platforms like Flipkart DSP or Amazon DSP. And of course, the bedrock of this would be measurement that would be done through, solid MMPs that we use. Just discussing with Abhishek. Both of us use AppsFlyer right now for our measurement. And understanding, where exactly, our new age consumers are coming from and optimizing our campaigns towards newer acquisition, that's essentially the job of a marketer, at least in the aviation sector. Because ultimately, we are not doing a hard sell. We are conditioning them whenever they are ready to travel or probably, want to take their first flight ever. We should be, at the top of their mind. So, like I said, my job is done because you remember the ad in a very, unconventional space where people don't advertise. And that's the kind of, mindset that we want to bring to the table. We have been talking about Gen Z and millennials. A lot of discussions have happened in the last 2 days. Where are they? What are they thinking? Where are they shopping? Where are they interacting? That's the homework that we do, and then we decide where do we go after them.
Interesting. Yeah, I agree. When it comes to tier 2, tier 3 cities, especially the marketplace places like Flipkart, has done really good job over there. Their penetration is much more higher beyond our imagination. Coming back to you, Abhishek, we kind of share a lot of playbooks already, but we both know how important are marketplaces for us, you know. But in the recent time, there has been a lot of noise about the quick commerce. Um, Not just in FMCG, but they're betting heavy on the electronics too. Do you think it's going to be the next big thing in terms of the reach and scale?
Right. So I still remember around 2, 3 years back, we want to start get into a non-food business as well. We were also very shocked that that's a new thing. Karna chahiye, nahi karna chahiye. Talking. Just a little more context. So we are a house of brands. Monasa is the parent company. We have 6 brands. Mamaearth being the top one, Dermaco second, Aqualogica. I, I think you must have received the products as well. Do share the video. The next is B brand, Ayuga, and Dr. Shakes. So we have 6 brands. So I will be talking more about how we are catering or being the playbook for these 6 brands. So first of all, we sat with the team. Let's see what sort of demand verticals you have, what sort of things you have. We first talked about the search volumes, क्या उस platform पे आ रहे हैं. So shockingly, what we have seen for Amazon or a Flipkart, the category search volume, people are searching more for a sunscreen. But on a quick commerce type of platform like Swiggy, people are more searching for a brand. They are searching Mama, they are searching Head and Shoulders directly, and they are very sure about what product they need to. Because 50 minutes no delivery हो रहा है. So the buying cycle is less of a discovery and more of a final conversion. So, and we have seen a good search volume for So that's for the first intention that, okay, we know that the consumer is available in these funnels. We need to make sure how to crack it. Second part, if we consider all 6 brands, we have more than 600 SKUs. In Delhi NCR only Blinkit has 1000 dark stores. Sorry, 100 dark stores. And the supply chain was one of the, again, a critical point, both for us and them, that where should we put the stocks, how the stock distribution will be. We work with them. We have a first party data from our D2C channel. We know at the pin code level what type of SQs are selling, what are the searches are happening, as how we can help the quick commerce as a vertical to grow to a much larger extent. So we sat with them, put a assortment network, okay, for this pin code or this star store, these are the SQ mix need to keep and these are the catering we need. Lastly, about the share gain. We also one learning that there are few categories which are more flirtatious as compared to others. How we have, there's a learning from the market, we have done lot of research, which categories are flirtatious, which are not. But we also seen from data as well. Shampoo mein, people are searching more directly, they need a head and shoulder, they need a L'Oreal, etc. But sunscreen, they are just searching a sunscreen. They are not sure which sunscreen to buy. And hence we made sure that we are on top of that. And we gain a lot of share. We are as a Honasa, as a company, we are the number one sunscreen brand all over and caters around 25 to 30% of the online share. Hence, we make sure that we're putting our marketing dollars to share gain, and we know that where to put that dollars using the data we have from our D2C, data we have from the quick commerce platform and the Amazon. Try to collaborate it and make sure that we're gaining a lot of share on quick commerce. We have seen a good traction in last couple of years. Currently as well, a lot of penetration has been happening, just not just from the current cities, but also the new cities which they are opening. And hence, I think for a non-food brand as well, quick commerce will make a lot of sense. And we've already seen Amazon grocery and the Flipkart grocery having a wider penetration as of now as compared to the last 1 year. So I think for us as well, quick commerce is one of the most strategic channels. Will grow with a much larger extent in the future.
That's interesting, and I kind of agree with you. Um, yes, there is a mindset of delivery promises. In the category like this, you have got a smartwatch, and one of the questions we ask, why do you need someone would need something in 10 minutes when it comes to smartwatches. Then we thought of how our people are actually gifting. So our data says almost 14% of the smartwatches goes on a gifting. So that's a track. And it strikes us a lot over there. When it comes to, like Ankit, I remember on first day talked about efficiency is his favorite topic. Same goes for us too. I would say we're the largest bootstrap brand in India, and efficiencies becomes one of the DNN's favorite topic to me also. It's one of the crucial metrics. While expansion especially comes to reach, there you face some issues. How are you tackling that? What are measurements have you kept in place? It's a common question. We can start with you, Shirish.
Yeah, so I think when we're talking about efficiency, there would be two levels of it. One would be the input level, what exactly are the inputs we are giving as marketers on various channels, and we have to be mindful about it. Of course, the typical buzzword is A/B testing. But we are like, why not ABCD testing? 6-7 क्रिएटिव चला के देख लो मतलब क्या चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा है. And the second part is the output part of it. Right? Now, we have to dabble between 6-7 tools and dashboards. What exactly is the metric that matters to me? That is where the real efficiency comes in, right? For example, I'm sure like most of the marketers here, we run a lot of affiliate campaigns, right? And with affiliate comes a lot of junk traffic, a lot of hoax installs, so to speak, or let's say fake bookings. And how exactly are you trying to keep track of these metrics? That is very extremely embedded in our process. Of course, our MLPs help us at some level, but at top layer of that, we obviously we are in consistent touch with our tech team to check from back end what is legit and what is not. So that's one part where efficiency comes in. Another layer of efficiency would be to understand that every digital campaign has a it has a life of its own. It takes some time to learn. Now you have to be patient enough to understand what is that threshold level up till which I'm going to gauge my efficiency. For example, I'll just share a case study with everyone here. So we have been using YouTube as a revenue generation channel for us. We are in the business of travel, we're in the business of aspirations, and a lot of visuals are involved. And so we have scaled our YouTube channel, massively in the last 1 year by almost 3,400%. We were at 18K subscribers last year in Feb. Right now we are at 676, and which is the highest in aviation sector in India. We will be hitting a million very soon. We are only second to Emirates, which is around 1.9 million. And the important part is that this ABCD testing, or so-called, the yardstick of efficiency, has helped us use this channel for revenues. Almost 20 to 22% of our paid revenues, paid channel revenues, are coming from YouTube. Now, how do we ensure that? Because you have been so obsessed with efficiency and the metrics that matter, right? CPVs or probably watch hours, they don't matter. What ultimately is, has it hit the right TG that I was supposed to? Like you were talking in the first question, right? Tier 2 cities and Tier 3 cities. And it has been, kind of built in the DNA of the team. Again, I'd like to throw up that buzzword, Gen Z and millennials. We have a young team at Indigo, super passionate people who have come from technology companies. And they eat, breathe, sleep data, right? And that's where the efficiency comes in. Of course, we have to be smart about, which tool you rely heavily on, what probably the module of that tool is going to help you. For example, P360 at AppsFlyer will give you some information. Then there are tools like traffic guards and filters of the world, which will tell you, this traffic is junk. It doesn't matter. It's eating up into your organic share or whatever. Right? So these are some of the key parameters that we need to be mindful of right at the campaign conceptualization stage. Because when shit hits the fan, I can't decide then whether this worked for me or not. And that's why ABCD testing. So these are some of the few things that we are trying to do at our end, built in the process so that the turnaround time to tweak our campaigns real time is faster.
I agree, with efficiency, sustenance becomes much better. Uh, Abhishek, you're an expert on this.
Yeah, so for us, there are not just about the bringing the more efficiency to the marketing dollars, but we also want to focus upon how we can replicate the playbook of efficiency which we have created for one brand, replicate it to other brands. If one brand, Mamaearth, is profitable in maybe a D2C channel is profitable in maybe 2 years or 3 years, how we can shorten that cycle and bring the profitability onto the table maybe in just 1 year or 6 months. So so this was the main agenda for us, that making more system efficient and replicating that payload to the. So that's how we trying to operate, and we trying to make sure that we scale our revenue. As I told you, I think sunscreen was a clear example. We already knew last year that Derma were one of the brands. Sunscreen was made sure that we plan the whole agenda for 6 months. How to land up axiological sunscreen, how to gain share. And we created a playbook for Amazon, Nike, Flipkart, etc. and made sure that we gained that share. That's how 50 to 60% share is of Ecologica at this point of time. So creating that playbook was one of the key for us, and we made sure that we use a lot of data, a lot of studies to work about things. Now, on the clear point of efficiency, the classical say each and every marketer knows 50% of the marketing is working, but कौन से 50% है वो नहीं. Same हमारे साथ भी था. तो our main job to be done was, let's identify this which 50% is not working. Let's try to optimize on those fronts, because I think rather than increasing the spends or burning more marketing dollars, if we have more efficiency, that will bring the more scale and the better things on the table. So, and for us, we are a digital first brand. If you talk about D2C brands, they spend maximum on their bottom of the funnel. So we have entered an inverted funnel. The classical brands spend on the top of the funnel, we maximum on the bottom of the funnel. Then we start the brand, because we don't know which marketing dollars will work, and hence we are very cautious that okay, let's optimize on this conversion campaigns, let's optimize on search campaigns, and we want to make sure that we want to scale on these. Now, as we grow, we want to shift that spend to top of the funnel. So there are two major parts we have done. Apart from doing the classical modeling, software LM, maybe a flip study, etc., we also try to optimize on our bottom of the funnel. So we have taken three approaches, mostly on the lift studies, maybe on the conversion or the brand lift. Basically on the conversion, we either do a geographical lift test, few geographies we are running at, few geographies are not, and we see in a short term and a long term what type of conversion lifts we are getting. Second approach we generally take is a pre and post. Comparing a timeline 1 to a timeline 2 depending on platform to platform because all platform does not support a geo. Third, we try to use a control study to 20% segment we are not targeting, 80% we are doing. Based on these three studies, we try to optimize on in a short term and a long term what type of channel is providing a what type of conversion rates. Not just for our D2C channel, but we also try to do the similar thing on Amazon, Flipkart, maybe the newer age platforms which are bringing things on the table. And an overall point of view, we try to optimize that, okay. And we also got to know that, okay, by running an Amazon DSP ad or a search ad, what sort of lift in conversion I'm getting on maybe a Flipkart or maybe a D2C. That's how we able to optimize our market in a much better way. These studies we try to do at a category level. Category affinity also plays a role. We know the category is quite penetrated and Nika people try to buy more things from Nika as compared to maybe a hair category is highly penetrated on Flipkart and high competition of Flipkart. And hence we try to play this playbook. When I'm launching a new brand, I know what type of category has higher penetration on what platform and how I need to spend my marketing dollars and what sort of results I can expect in maybe a quarter or maybe a 6 months and maybe a 12 months if I use these playbooks. So that sort of internal framework which we have created and try to refine these playbooks over time and making sure that data-driven approach is used, not just for the top of the funnel, but also for the bottom of the funnel. And combining these two funnels together to achieve the larger objective.
That's nice. I agree with the control testing, especially we also do and geo testing. It has worked really well for us too. For us, the geo does not matter. Everyone wears watches. But yeah, control group testing really works, and it has done wonders in and bringing some efficiencies in our system too. Anand, over to you.
Yeah, so as far as these platforms are concerned, uh, and we are in the business of lending, so it's important that we get and acquire right customer. And in our business, especially in lending, some friends know here, acquiring a customer is easy. But is the asset quality right? Will he make the payments back? Or my collections team will have to then do the hard work. So as a marketer, it's very important for us, right from the top of the funnel, that you acquire right. If you acquire right, you will have decent amount of asset quality. And today we are in a regulated environment. In fact, all the NBFCs, BFSI, everything is so regulated that any kind of gross stages is what we call it. Any kind of default which happens, it has to be informed. So we've started it from the acquisition level. So that's one big, I would say, not just me, but some of my friends sitting here, they will agree. The regulator has made it like that you kind of lend right, and the consumer also, they do campaigns to tell the consumer that you borrow right and don't borrow more. Because that's been a scenario in the European parts of the country, in the world where, the entire borrowing patterns were such that payment cycles went haywire and actually it kind of, so that's fun. In terms of matrices, I think very clearly we believe in a single matrix known as NPS. A lot of us, I'm sure, NPS is something, and I suggest brands to, you know, have NPS at each and every customer touch point. So right from the onboarding NPS to the first touch point of the payment and to the exit. The better the NPS, there will be lower exit and the higher retention. And I think as a marketer, not just acquiring, but retaining your existing customers, something is important. So yeah, the
Thank you so much. As we say, efficiencies, we are right on time now. So, so
Interval on time.
perfect. But we would like to take 1 minute for any. Okay.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Any questions, guys? Also, thanks to last night. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to all of you. Please be there on the stage. We have these nice little hard case bags that Assembly wants to give to all our wonderful speakers. Thank you so much for bringing a lot of joy first up to the panel. There's such a life to the panel. Let's have a round of cheer, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I think it's humor that we as humans enjoy the most, and that's how the panel began with and talked about the key considerations that brands must sort of consider while choosing an ecosystem, the fees, the competition and all of that. Well, lots of prizes are there with me, so don't leave the hall at all because we're going to be doling all of them out and giving it to you, so you've got to be in the hall to claim all that is yours. So finally, it's going to be raining a lot of surprises and gifts. Panel once again. Thank you so much. Yes, let's have that nice group picture. And thank you to the Master Blasters. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for them, for all the insights that really flown in. Thank you very, very much. We really, really appreciate panel for taking out the time and joining us. Keep inspiring us. Shantanu, Kshitij, Abhishek and Anand, thank you very, very much. All right, on that note, it's going to be the time for the masterclass. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, let's have the faces selected. Can you have those pictures flashing in again? Because there are so many, like there are tons of giveaways and goodies that I have. So if you're in the hall, you got to really raise your hand, say, hey, that's me, and claim the goodies. All right, looks like we go to the next stop. Do we have you, ma'am, in the house? Looks like not very thoughtful and pensive. Okay, so what I'll do is I will define every picture that's coming up. Okay, next up, looks like we don't have ma'am here as well. Okay, next up, please. Do we have more pictures? All right. In the meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to bring to your attention that just let you know, okay, the next picture is right here. This one was a great foosballer yesterday. I have him in my video, in my phone as well. But not here right now. Not sure if he's playing foosball at the moment as well. But okay, ma'am, that's you. And wow, is green your favorite color? No. Folks, we can't do this, right? No, that was her. Please, that's legit, huh? Let's have a round of cheer, please, for all the warmth that we are celebrating, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Tiny, you don't get the goodies, do you? Okay, good. Let's go to the next step. Lovely. That's a dance move. So all the more. Can we hit the music, please, as we give this one up? Okay, thank you. Lovely. Keep being happy like this always. All right, next. Oh, I think she's left yesterday. So okay, let's go ahead with the next up. Do we have you, sir, in the house? Okay, is that you? Okay, lovely. So you have to say, hey, that's me. All right, please come forward and spare us some, what do you call that?
Hey, that's him.
But anyway, can we just flash the last up in this round and we should be done? Okay. This up. Okay, let's do the next one. Now they're in the house. Give us a hamper from our lovely brands that those of us have given us those those giveaways. Lovely. So let's go ahead for now, ladies and gentlemen. I would just want to bring your attention to the Sunview beach party that we're going to be enjoying, which says beach please. That's brought to you by NRF 2024 Retail's Big Show Asia Pacific, ladies and gentlemen. So please remember that when we enjoy the party today and head out, and of course we need to amalgamate at the front desk at 5 p.m. Please remember to carry and in fact be in your appropriate footwears. Something like a slipper or flip-flop would work because it's a white sand beach. It's all going to be sandy, and of course it's raining cats and dogs already in so many days. So it's going to be wet, the sand. So hence, of course, appropriate footwear would be appreciated. So lest your leather shoes and all of that get spoiled. Wear your flip-flops and be comfortable. So that's the plan for the evening. We can't contain our excitement to host this one for you. Brought to you by NRF 2024. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we will go ahead. We have lots of prizes, but I'm going to just contain that excitement for now and actually get our speaker on the dais. So for now, we are back with the Marketing Masters, where a master would come forward, hold a master class, and talk about the future of marketing tools. So get ready to leverage the MarTech for growth and success. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our very able speaker, the Chief Marketing and Digital Officer from Home Credit, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the ace, Ashish Tiwari, on the stage.